friends. Today we are going to take it to the chair. The chair is one of my favorite props. You can do almost anything in a chair that you do standing up. And whether you can easily get up and down off the floor or not, there are sometimes just days when you're going to find yourself in a chair more at the airport, at the office. Maybe you just don't want to get down on the ground. All to say, no reason to stop with your yoga practice just because you find yourself in a seat. So let's take a moment to just take a look at the seat, trying to keep the hips and the knees in line, the knees and the feet in line. So if you're a little bit taller, maybe sitting up on something that's firm. If you're a little shorter, maybe bringing your feet to rest on something. And then sitting up nice and tall, let's find a little centering here, a little grounding. So bringing your hands to your thighs, your feet comfortably on the floor. Maybe bring two fists between the thighs. See if you can bring the toes forward, the heels apart. So setting up nice and straight. And then hands again to the thighs. And close the eyes if that's comfortable, or soften the gaze, or just find a place to look. And then bring the attention to the breath as you move in through the nose and out through the nose. Not changing anything in these first few breaths, just noticing the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Taking a minute just to notice how the body feels today, any good sensations, any less pleasant ones. And just continuing to find your nice, long, deep, steady breath through those observations. And as you're ready, eyes can be open or closed with enough space between you and the back of the chair to allow yourself to move freely. Start to bring your torso in a rotation here. This is our Sufi grind or Siri Om. Mobilizing the spine, maybe getting the shoulders in on the action. Just nice big circles here, or little ones. See how your spine feels today. And then as you're ready, maybe moving that in the other direction. And then let's slowly make those circles smaller and smaller until we're eventually just drawing a little circle on the ceiling with the top of the head. And then coming to stillness, relaxing the shoulders down, maybe taking a few rolls of the shoulders backwards, just little rolls here. And then forwards. And then gently mobilizing the neck, bringing the chin toward the left shoulder. Inhaling forward, chin toward right shoulder. Coming forward again and just continuing this slow move at your pace with your breath. Noticing the range of motion in the neck, any spots of tightness or stiffness, particularly if we're sitting at computers all day, there can be some tension in the neck. And then from this sort of no motion, bringing your chin to stillness, exhale your chin to your chest, inhale up. Find a slow nodding motion with your breath. Again, just stretching your chin up to the sky, exhaling it down to your chest. And then coming back to stillness, maybe this time tipping the ear toward the left shoulder and just rolling around the front to the other side, taking a few easy motions like this. And then maybe some mobility work, not for any of the muscles in particular, but for the ulnar nerve. So this time we're going to point the fingertips back toward the ear. We're going to tip the ear toward those fingertips, stretching out the opposite arm. And then we're just going to switch sides, right ear to right shoulder, fingertips down, left arm extends. And then right arm extends, left ear, left shoulder. Move forward and back. Great way to reduce pain in the neck. Good. And then just let that go. Let's roll out the wrists a few times. Let's bring that movement into our elbows. Maybe some swimming motions here. A couple swimming motions back. And then continuing to mobilize the spine. Let's find all degrees of motion here, starting with a lateral movement. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, left hand down, right hand over. We just sway. We come inhale up right away. And then left over. Inhale up. Tipping to the right. Inhale up. Left hand down. And then one more. Left hand grabs the left side of the chair. Right hand reaches. Anchor down through that right hip. Feel a big stretch across the whole right side of the body. And then inhale up. Exhale, right hand down, left hand over, feeling a stretch across the whole left side of the body. And then inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's find a little twist first toward the left, just bringing the chest over toward the left. Inhaling forward. Exhaling toward the right. Inhaling forward. Exhaling toward the left again. This time, if you want, maybe fly your arms wide. The right hand is forward, the left hand is back, stretching across the chest, finding a twist. And then right hand comes to heart, left hand sweeps in and around. Turning to the other side, same thing, flying the arms wide if you want to. And then bringing the left hand in, right hand sweeps around, coming back to center. And this time, arms overhead. This time the hands come to the outside of the left thigh, stay right there, or maybe reach the left hand around to the right side of the chair, sitting up really tall, big twist. You can always take one of these twists during a work meeting if you want. If your spine is feeling the need of some tender, loving care, let's twist to the right this time, and maybe the left hand comes behind you. Or sorry, the right hand comes behind you, grabbing the left side of the chair. Inhaling up again, reaching up, finding a nice extension across the full length of the spine, and then interlacing the hands, pressing the hands up. Exhale, round the spine forward, finding a little cat-cow here. Inhaling up. Exhale, round. Take a few more of these with your breath. And then release the hands, find a neutral spine, maybe float your eyes closed, maybe just find a spot to look at. Notice if anything feels different in the body than at the beginning of our session today. And then we'll get into the legs. So planting through the right foot, interlace your fingers outside under your left knee, bringing that knee up and just squeezing it in. And we'll just bring it in and out a few times. So straightening the arms, letting the knee drop, bending the elbows, bringing the knee to chest. And then if it's comfortable, leaving the knee up, rolling around the ankle, finding some range of motion for that ankle. A few times in one direction, and then a few times in the other direction. And then leaving the left hand on that left knee, the right hand can grab the side of the chair for support, or if your spine can stay tall, maybe coming to that right thigh. And then we'll just bring some circles into this knee, exploring the range of motion through that hip. So nothing dramatic here, just see how things feel. A few circles in one direction. And then in the other direction. And that knee back to center. Interlace the hands under the thigh, maybe extend that leg long, pointing and flexing through the foot a few times. And then setting that foot down, taking a moment to observe any differences between the right and left sides of the body. And then interlacing the hands under that right knee, bringing the ankle in a circle. And then circling the other direction. And then right hand stays on right knee, left hand to left side of the chair or to that left thigh. And just find some circles with that knee, with that hip. Always staying with the breath. Moving more gently if you notice the breath start to shorten. And then knee back to center, straightening the leg, interlacing the hands under the thigh, pointing and flexing through the foot a few times. And then setting the legs down, again, just observing anything that feels different from one side to the next. And then we'll find a little of that same sort of nerve mobility work in the legs this time. So hands come to the side of the chairs. On your next inhale, lift your left leg and look up. And then on your exhale, chin down, lower the leg. Let's just take a few of these, maybe 4 or 5 of these movements. This might feel really good. If you've got any sciatic nerve pain, it's also just a really fun exercise to see how our coordination is doing on any given day. All right, other side of the body. Let's come to the right leg, and knee comes up, foot comes up, look up. Exhale down. I think we ended up with 6 on the other side, so let's take 6 on this side. And then coming on back down, just relaxing for a second. We're not going to come off our chair and do any balancing at all today. We're going to have this sequence be for days when you just have to be on the chair completely. Let's come toward the front edge of the chair. We'll have an experience of some warrior type shapes. Leave those right toes pointed forward. The left foot steps out wide, a little or a lot. Maybe toes point out in 90 degrees in the other direction. And then facing forward again. So tiniest little spinal twist here. Lift the arms overhead. And with the arms overhead, start to bring the spine, start to bring the face toward that forward left leg. So we're in this sort of warrior one shape. Take a few breaths. And then right hand comes down, left hand comes forward, arms parallel to the ground, relax the shoulders, find a warrior two shape from your chair. Maybe gazing out over those left fingertips, maybe chin just comes back to center if that's a lot on the neck. And then right hand comes to the right side of the chair, maybe pressing actively into the seat of the chair. The left palm lifts, looking back, looking over, finding a peaceful warrior stretch across the left side body. And then coming back toward your warrior two arms, let's bring that right hand back to the side of the chair. Take the left hand to the left knee and just walk it in. And notice if anything feels different between one side of the body and the next. And for this next one, we'll bring our legs a little wider. So you can come as far forward on the chair as you're comfortable. And the toes are pointing out to the sides. The knees are tracking over the toes. The spine is nice and tall, our chair-based goddess pose. And then we'll inhale, find cactus arms spreading out through the fingertips, looking up. And let's find some cat-cow sort of motions here. So bringing the forearms together, engaging the inner thighs, rounding forward. Inhaling open. Exhaling closed. Inhaling open. Exhaling closed. Inhaling open again. And then floating the hands down, bringing that left knee into center. The right foot comes out to the sides. And again, face forward. Inhale the arms overhead and then slowly unwind the spine toward that right leg, coming into a warrior one shape. Tall and strong here. And then right fingertips come forward. Left fingertips come back. Arms are parallel to the floor, finding a warrior two. Maybe gazing out over right fingertips, maybe looking forward. And then left hand comes to the left side of the chair, right hand reaches up and overhead, peaceful warrior, leaning back a little, being careful of your center of gravity here. And then finding those warrior two arms again, left hand comes to the left side of the chair, right hand finds the right knee, and just bring that knee in to meet its companion. And again, take a moment to close your eyes, check in with the body. Notice if anything feels different across one hip versus the other. Good. And then we'll come in for just one more longer, deeper stretch. So just a figure four in your chair. If you happen to have a yoga block, I don't have one here, you can just come to the edge of that left foot. The left knee comes out. If you'd like to come up a little bit higher, left ankle on top of right knee, but do notice that most of the work is happening in this left hip and not in the knee. And if you find yourself way up here, maybe bring the whole scene a little lower and just focus on the motion of that hip. And then from here, you can sit up nice and tall. And then leading with the chest, hinge forward just a little, again, feeling for sensation, but not overstretching the outer left hip. And we'll take a few breaths here. This is a little bit of a longer hold, so allow time and gravity to do more of the work. Maybe as you hold this pose, you find that you're able to release the spine a little bit further forward, maybe not. Just allow what happens to happen. And then release that foot down to the floor. Be a little windshield wiper, so just swing the knees back and forth here. And take a pause. And then same thing on the other side. So you can just tip this knee out or bring the ankle over the knee. Set yourself up. Notice where you're feeling sensation here, and then slowly bring the torso forward if you like. Long, deep, steady breaths. Let's go ahead and release up. Slowly release that leg. Another little windshield wiper back and forth with the knees. From here, we'll just come back on our chair, allowing our spine to be fully supported by the back of the chair. If you've got a chair with a nice high back, hopefully the whole back can be supported. Allow yourself to relax as much as possible. Maybe palms up here, allowing the shoulders to broaden as you breathe. Noticing anything new going on in the body in this moment. Noticing the quality of the breath. And this is where I'll leave you today. Feel very welcome to stay in this resting position for as long as you like.